Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another Flashback Friday episode. Today, we're going to be checking out the awesome group Def Leppard, and this is their hit song, Pour Some Sugar on Me. This band was born in 1977 in Sheffield. They were part of the British new wave heavy metal explosion with bands such as Iron Maiden. Joe Elliott was on vocals, Phil Collen was on guitar, Steve Clark was guitar, Rick Savage was bass, and Rick Allen was on drums. Rick Allen's incredible story started in 1984 when he was in a bad car accident and he lost his left arm. Automatically, as a drummer, when you lose that left arm, it takes away 25% of what you can do on the drums. Instead of just giving up, he decided to relearn his drumming technique, and the band waited around for him so that he could play drums on their Hysteria album. They created this specially designed drum set kit. It was an electric acoustic drum set kit so that he could mimic his left arm with some of his other appendages. The song Pour Some Sugar on Me was written in 1987 to be a part of the Hysteria album, and it was actually one of the last songs written for this album. Now, this album sold over 20 million copies worldwide. It produced 7 hit singles, and this song became a rock pop masterpiece because of the way all of the tracks kind of combined to create this whole album feeling. So without any further ado, let's get to Pour Some Sugar on Me. Oh, that's an incredible beginning. Love that beginning. Great reverb and echo effect on that. That drum part that Rick Allen's doing there, that's classic stuff, right? Before we start into the singing, that guitar riff is classic too. When you combine that guitar riff with Rick Allen's bass, his drum set parts, man, you know what you're getting here, right? And then here comes Joe Elliott's vocals. Unmistakable, right? So just like we talked about in the opening, we've had several parts here, and each part is epic in its own way. The guitar riffs, the drum set parts, Joe Elliott's vocals, the guitar riff that comes in between his vocals. And each of those parts, when added together, creates this masterpiece, Pour Some Sugar on Me, right? Got to mention the mullet too. Joe Elliott was ahead of his time, right? I'm going to stop there and make a couple comments. What do you really classify this song? Is it just a rock song? Is it a pop song? Is it a pop ballad? Because it has tones of all of those things. And, when I listen to it, I feel like it's a rock pop song for sure. But it doesn't feel quite like, this amped up adrenaline rush either. It does have kind of a vibe of more of a ballady thing, but it's too fast to be a ballad. So I feel like this song is not fast enough to be just a straight rock song. It's not slow enough to be a straight ballad song. It really falls somewhere in between there as far as tempo and speed goes. So, maybe this is more of just a straight pop song, but what a super popular song. And here comes a really cool section. Just that drum set keeping the beat. With Joe Elliott's vocal there, back with this wicked guitar riff. Da 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 da. What a simple riff, right? What a simple riff, but it's one of those ones that is just burned into your brain, right? Burned into your brain. You know it, you recognize it, and it just really sets off everything else going on with the drum set, with Rick Allen, and with Joe Elliott's vocals. And it's just like I said in the beginning, all of these amazing parts just kind of came together like a puzzle to create this rock pop masterpiece. We got a really good look there at Rick Allen with the sleeve kind of dangling, no arm there. My hat's off to that guy. I was a huge fan of Def Leppard way back, when I was in high school. This was one of my favorite albums. I love this album. And, it would have been so easy for Rick Allen to just give up, right? He earned his money. He became famous and popular. But he could have literally just said, okay, I'm done. I was dealt this. I was in an accident. I lost my arm. I can't do it anymore. I love the fact that, he took it upon himself to say, I'm not done. I can figure out another way to do this. And then he goes and he does it. That's incredible stuff right there. That's so inspiring. It really is. And I hope that all of you watching out there, you take that message from this. Life is definitely going to throw you so many obstacles. And it's what you do with those obstacles. Are you going to lay down and let those define you? Or are you going to get up and you're going to define yourself? And Rick Allen decided to define himself. And man, hats off to him. Incredible story. All right, here comes what we would call a guitar solo. And if you listen to what's going on with the guitar here, it's another one of those sections that we talked about. There was nothing that made you feel clear-cut, wow, this is a guitar solo that belongs in music like this. It's just another series of measures with licks combined, pieced together to create a memorable moment in this song. It wasn't, earth-shattering. You're not like going, wow, did you hear that? That was incredible. Nothing too technically difficult. But yet when you listen to it, it's like, oh man, that is so sick. That is so cool, right? And that really defines this song. And I love this guitar part. It is so cool. You know, sometimes the background vocals can be just as important as the lead vocals. And I think that's one of those spots there. And boy, these guys are just so on. They know exactly when they're going to sing those background vocals and how that pieces in with Joe Elliott's lead vocals. And the timing and everything is just so cool. And it almost creates this call and response effect, you know, where Joe's saying something and then the band says something back. And it just really creates such an anthem with this song. And the audience gets into it and you can see it. I mean, it's huge. I love the sound of their guitars. Just so happy, right? It makes you so happy. There comes those guitar licks, the final guitar licks. Man, that is just one of those songs that just defines my youth for sure. 1987, I would have been a sophomore in college. I remember I couldn't wait to buy this album. You know, I spent the summer at my uncle's pool, and this album was always playing on the speaker. And, you know, Def Leppard, man, they were one of those bands, right? They were just so incredible, such a great group. And I'm sure all of you out there, you know, tuned in today to check this song out again. It is so cool going back and listening to this music. I'm enjoying these Flashback Fridays. And you know, I didn't mention this. I kept talking about Rick Allen. But too many bands, you know, they put decades in together, and then at some point they have musical differences and they go their separate way. These guys, what a group, right? You know, when Rick Allen had the accident and lost his arm, and he said, you know, I'm going to come back. These guys could have said, sure you are. And they could have been looking for another drummer. But instead, they supported their bandmate, their friend, and they said, man, we will wait for you. Because like this album took 3 years to make. And they waited for him, and he played drums, and they were a whole group again. I give all of these guys such credit just sticking together, because man, that is such a lost art form anymore, isn't it? It really is. And I'm just thankful that, you know, I was alive, that I could experience this, that all of you could experience this. I mean, you know, we're talking about a band in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Amazing musicians. Please go down below, check out the links. I'll have a link for their official YouTube channel, a link where you can go and buy their amazing music like this Hysteria album and Pour Some Sugar on Me. There'll be links down below on ways you could support my channel if you'd like to do that, because this music is copyright protected, and it should be. It is their property. I don't want money from this. If you want to help support the channel and help me to continue to make videos like this, all you got to do is click on one of those links down below, make a purchase. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and the company sends me a small commission. If you do that, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Something you can do for the channel totally free, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, put a comment down below. I want to know what you think of these Flashback Fridays and these groups like this from the 80s. And what did you think about Pour Some Sugar on Me? Does it bring back memories for you like it did for me? I'd love to know that down below. Let me know. YouTube makes suggestions for more videos to watch. All you got to do is click on one of those videos you see right over there and keep watching. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.